There aren't many things great white sharks are afraid of. It goes the other way. Everyone's afraid of them. These toothy creatures are pretty much at the top of the food chain. At least until there comes a mysterious fella that strikes fear into their bones. It may sound like it could be Kraken or some other mythical monster. Or maybe megalodon, a massive terror that used to wander oceans. 20 years ago, scientists from Australia studied great white sharks. They put a tracker on a great white to see where it was going. About 4 months later, they found the tracker washed up on a beach. The shark was nowhere near that. Something really big must have grabbed it. A tracker was actually like a black box that kept track of some data from the shark while it was still attached to it. Researchers checked it to see what exactly happened. They realized that the shark had just been swimming around as it would normally do, but all of a sudden it changed direction. It started going down deeper and deeper into the darkness of the ocean. It came all the way down to 1,900 feet. The weird thing is that it's nearly 1,000 feet deeper than great white sharks tend to go. The tag data showed that the temperature went up to almost 30 degrees. It's shocking considering how cold the ocean becomes the deeper you go. So what most likely happened is that the great white shark ended up in the warm belly of some mysterious creature. It was probably way faster and bigger too. And the great white shark they tracked wasn't a small animal either. It was 9 feet long and it has almost a ton of muscles, which means it wasn't such an easy catch. But one creature had overpowered the great white, maybe even without too much effort, and dragged it into the depths. It's fascinating how it all happened in a vast undersea zone that goes deep up to 3 miles. Its depth is more than double that of the Grand Canyon, and there are lots of nutrients and natural gases coming from the Earth's crust. They attract many different life forms to the seabed. It's like a buffet for hungry predators, so they like to visit down there from time to time. Imagine many of them fighting over the last meal on the buffet. Whoa, wouldn't like to be in their way. Some researchers actually reported that they discovered dusky sharks and killer whales in the zone where our great white was dragged. However, this is still a bit weird, since they don't usually swim at such depths. Dusky sharks mostly don't grow bigger than great whites, so it's not likely that one of these could take such a strong predator down into depths so easily. It's a bit different with killer whales though. They can grow more than 30 feet, so they could take great whites without bigger struggles. I mean, they are their only natural predators. Also, they're quick enough to get them, so this would kind of be an obvious answer. Or, do you remember how we said a great white got dragged at the depths of 1,900 feet? Yeah, killer whales don't go down there. They tend to catch their prey on the surface. Fun thought for the next time you're taking a nice relaxing swim in the ocean, huh? Also, the internal temperature of orcas is similar to humans, about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And the tag attached to the great white shark only showed 78 degrees Fahrenheit. The giant squid could be an option too when you think about it. We don't know that much about them because they live very deep in the ocean, so it's hard to study them. They live at a depth between 1,000 and 2,000 feet. The biggest one ever found was 43 feet long and a weight of nearly a ton. Nothing big, only several times the weight and height of the average man. Plus, they have power tentacles that can get a great white relatively easily. It can grab its prey even if it's 33 feet away. They usually go after shrimp and smaller fish. But in 2020, there was a case with a shark that had large tentacle marks on its body, which means even sharks aren't off the table. Giant squids are animals that go to the surface during the night to catch their prey. They sleep during the day, so it could go up to the surface, grab a shark with its powerful tentacles, and go down. But still, temperature changes in the shark's body means it ended up in the stomach of some warm-blooded animal. Giant squids are cold-blooded. It's good to know it wasn't a giant squid. It would give me a whole new perspective on taking a casual swim during my summer vacation, I'm telling you. It seems like the first ideas were all focused on some other scary deep-sea creatures. The last thing anyone could assume was, okay, maybe it was just another great white, only way bigger and, by that, scarier. And that was exactly the case, a 16-foot-long cannibal great white. It's normal among their species to eat one another from an early age. By the way, some other animals would eat some of their own species too. For example, Komodo dragons, African lions, leopards, and so on. This very great white weighed more than 2 tons, so no wonder it could grab this tiny fella the scientists tracked from the darkness and drag it to the depths. Or maybe it was the megalodon after all, finally revealing itself from the mystery of dark ocean depths. No, stop it. I was just kidding. Okay, maybe we haven't found Meg yet, but the ocean hides some really crazy things. Not always scary, sometimes really beautiful. Like this mysterious glow that scientists captured in the water some years ago. They realized the glow was coming from bioluminescent bacteria. Although they're not sure why bacteria gathered in such large numbers in the first place, they still got to enjoy a milky phenomenon seen from miles away. Then again, there's an immortal jellyfish. It can get to a certain stage of life and then revert back to its polyp stage when it's very hungry or in danger. It's like its body cells just get to some point where it gets too hard, and then the jelly presses the reset button and goes all over again. That's better than Benjamin Button. There's also this flowing river located at the bottom of the Black Sea. If it was on land, we'd be talking about the 6th biggest river in the world, considering the volume of water that flows through it. And the trip there would be really nice, considering you'd see trees, interesting surroundings, and even waterfalls. And it's not just something you can see below the surface of the ocean. It's about things you hear too. Like mysterious sounds scientists recorded in 1997 in the South Pacific. They named it Bloop. Many people started sharing stories that it could be some scary underwater monster lurking in the dark waters. But later, it turned out to be just an unusual noise of icebergs breaking off glaciers. The ocean hides some mysterious things no one even knows where they came from. Like when in 2011, explorers stumbled upon oval-shaped objects at the bottom of the Baltic Sea. It was like something you'd see in Star Wars, which is why many thought it was a spaceship that somehow ended up at the bottom of the ocean, or parts of an asteroid that hit Earth long ago. One of the theories was that these objects were a human product that could date all the way back to Atlantis, which would be really cool. But another more plausible theory is that it was a specific type of rock that formed in a glacial basin during the last ice age many thousands of years ago.
That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.